Zoom.
It's gone.
Oh,
It's going.
oh.
Oh dear God.
Hello? Oh, good. That's what I wanted, phone. Yep, just keep doing that, you piece of Hello,
One
and
day we'll
welcome
get
to
it
the
right.
Sega Addicts After Hours, episode 19. We are almost, well, we're old enough to vote now in the US and to drink in some countries.
Yeah, boy.
I am with you today, and I am Scotty Moe, the editor-in-chief of Sega Addicts. Following the whatever. With us is Brett Hatfield, the owner of the site,
Support Blaze Blue.
and also Stevie Grant, the features editor.
Now in HD, guys, you can actually see me properly.
Check it out. We can see Stevie and barely hear
What
Brett
is
because
that
his
mug?
mic has died.
One day we'll get it all right, guys.
Yeah,
What
one
is
day.
that mug you've got there?
It's a
Oh.
E-Tank from Mega Man.
It's a
Oh.
fan game one.
That's dope as hell. I don't even play Mega Man, but it's dope as hell.
It's chromatic as well. The fan game is really good.
Yeah, Fan Gamer's pretty cool. I have some of their stuff. Brett, what have you been playing?
Well, I've more or less just been watching stuff this week because of Evo, but I've been playing a lot of different stuff though. Beginning of the week, I played a little bit of Injustice: Gods Among Us. First time I played that in about half a year.
What do you think of that?
It's good. I like what NetherRealm is doing with their games. It's not an ArcSys game. It's not going to be that good. It is flawed, but it's good. It's fun. I picked up the Batgirl and Zatanna DLC as well, and Batgirl plays really fun. I'm not so sure I dig how Zatanna plays, but I dig her style at least. They got her character pretty right, but mostly just been using Batgirl, Harley, and the Flash, and occasionally breaking out Catwoman as well. But it's fun. Like I said,
No Freddy Krueger.
no Freddy Krueger, thankfully. I didn't get Scorpion. I heard he was too broken, and I'm not going to play as him if I'm playing
You
Injustice.
get Scorpion from Mortal Kombat game?
Yeah, they put that.
Oh,
no,
I was kidding. Wait, is Freddy Krueger in that one?
No, he's in Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah, I know. That was my joke that I have just explained, and now it's not funny. But yeah.
Scorpion is their Freddy Krueger. They were supposed to have Sub-Zero in there, but they ditched those plans, I believe. But yeah, that's fun. It does a lot of interesting stuff as well, like by making the stage interactive, and like it adds a lot to the strategy. But I enjoy it.
Is the stage interactive like Smash Brothers?
I don't play.
It's about. I'd say they're about as interactive as like Dead or Alive, where you can throw people through walls and stuff.
Yeah, if there's say there's one, I think it's Arkham Asylum, where you fight in like the cafeteria, and there's like a hanging like pig. You can like hit L2 behind that pig and throw it at your opponent. So it's stuff like that, like environmental hazards, or like there's another part of the asylum where like there's a cooling vent that you can pull down and freeze your opponent. It's stuff like that. And of course, there's the stage transitions, like he said, like Dead or Alive or Mortal Kombat, stuff like that. But it's fun. I enjoy it. And then, of course, been playing some Blaze Blue. Got inspired by the Evo finals this morning, which I don't care if you have like even the tiniest interest in like fighting games or Blaze Blue, go watch that shit. That is top like amazing stuff. I don't think it's on YouTube yet, but it will be. I know it's on Nico Nico. That's a place where if you know what you're doing, you can download it from pretty easily. So go check that out once it's available, because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm playing some Blaze Blue. Haven't played it a lot in about a month, so just trying to get reaccustomed to it. Still terrible, but whatever. It's still fun. Still the best game on the system as far as fighters go.
It's all right to be the worst of the best.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually, speaking of fighters and being the worst of the best, that's how I've chosen my fighters in Smash Brothers. It seems like I picked Donkey Kong just to be annoying, and anytime something was happening, I would just yell, "This calls for pounding the ground," and then start doing that for no reason. And I actually got good with him to the point that I pissed off one of my friends because Donkey Kong is his favorite character and he can't use him. So,
See, that's
or
the
it's,
thing that
Mr. Game & Watch flipping his pancakes and sausages at people.
see, that's the thing that annoys me about a lot of things like in the Evo fighting game thing. Is that like Smash Brothers, like they completely like they don't get the point if they turn off items. They pick the most boring stages, and they pick really similar characters. Like I don't see the point.
Fox only, Final Destination, no items.
Yeah,
No,
wave dash attack. Which Smash Brothers do they use at Evo? Is it only Melee? I imagine
Melee,
it's not Brawl.
obviously.
Yeah, I think it's. Is it Brawl?
Of course they'll. Oh no, never Brawl. They hate Brawl.
Oh yeah, they hate Brawl. But
That's why that whole new game out there is that. Wow, let me try to learn how to talk again. They have that game. It's called like Project M or something.
yeah,
right?
it's like a big hack. And,
Yeah,
like
for
a
Brawl, but it turns Brawl and it uses Melee's physics for Brawl or something. I forget, but
Yeah, it's like I don't know the
No,
details of
because
it.
basically all that Brawl is just Melee with a bigger cast.
yeah.
That's it.
So yeah, okay, cool. What have you been playing, Stevie?
I played a little game that everyone was raving about last year called Tomb Raider, the gritty reboot of the Lara Croft series. Have you guys played Tomb Raider?
I know it had a high budget because it starred a girl.
Yeah. I think they've got. I see a THQ game that might have been why they've gone bankrupt.
No, it's Square.
It might have started as THQ, but I know it's SquareSoft eventually.
Yeah. Well, that was because it cost
like,
too much to have her.
Yeah.
Like the original ones were IDOS, and then Square picked them up, and then Square
Oh, that's right. No, it was never THQ. Yeah, Square always had them. Yeah.
But yeah, I got it back in November, back when I got Injustice, ironically enough, and I played like through, I guess about halfway through maybe, and then I haven't touched it since. How far did you get in?
I got beaten.
Ah,
I just think like I get the idea of the game, but I think it gets really like it's kind of silly with how cruel it's being to Lara. Like it's just. So
Are you talking about the death scenes?
Not just the death scenes, but just like constantly the game's like hitting her on the head and like shoving shit in her and like being nearly raped and like just constantly she's being put through the Wrangler, like throughout the whole game. And I get the idea is that they're trying to like make her so she's forced to be a survivor, but like it gets a little bit silly when she just constantly gets like blood shoved in her face and stuff.
I mean,
yeah. Oh, you go ahead.
Like, I understand it's supposed to make her like a stronger character, and I appreciate that, but it does like a lot of like the death scenes and stuff just gets so silly. Like, there's one bit like where you're like being sent down rapids or something, and like if you can't turn like precisely, and like the turning physics in that point are really terrible. She gets impaled through the throat.
Yeah, that's the only death scene I've seen. But yeah, she gets impaled. But not only that, like her body is flailing like a fish out of water. It's gruesome.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. But I do like the game. I think that is fundamentally a good game, and it is fun. I don't know if it'd be my game of the year, why it was winning all of those kinds of things, but I did like it. I thought that she's definitely like probably one of the best female characters we've had in gaming. Like she does feel like she has a personality and she's not just there to be a woman. And it's weird since she was there to be a woman when she was originally Lara Croft, that she was just a pair of walking tits.
Yeah.
Now they've like
tits with guns.
actually, yeah, tits with guns. Now they're treating her like an actual person. But one thing that I don't agree with is people saying, "Oh, it's a game where she slowly like has to learn to survive." Like, not really. Like, she kills her first person fairly quick in the game. Like, I would have rather have seen more of the progression, like of her really be like this frail little girl, and then maybe much later in the game have her kill someone and have that be like a big moment, instead of just her killing the person. And there's briefly mentioned later on where the main bad guy's like, oh, how many people have you killed to survive here? Now you know what it's like. But it's not really made a point of, like, I would have felt they would have gone further with that if they're
Well,
trying to be super realistic.
I wanna bring this back to something we talked about last week. Metal Gear Solid 2. Scotty probably hates us for this for now, but like you mentioned, like it tries to make a big deal out of Lara killing her first person early in the game, but it never really expands beyond that. Like after that, there's no real like conflict, like internal conflict or anything like that. There's no
Yeah.
like backlash or anything. When that like MGS2 tried to do the same thing with Raiden, like after you like kill somebody instead of tranquilize them, you call Rose and she like it's one of those times where she refuses to save your game. You get lectured and everything, and
Yeah,
it
yeah, I remember that.
yeah, and like MGS3 did the same thing as well, where it comes back like if you just kill people instead of like putting them to sleep or like sneaking around them or something, it comes back to haunt you. I don't know if you've played that far into MGS3 yet.
I haven't yet, no.
I'm not gonna spoil how it happens. But yeah, like if you just go around like indiscriminately killing people, it makes you pay for it. And that's something that Tomb Raider didn't really do. It's like it makes a big plot point of this for all of 30 seconds after that cutscene, and then you just go around just firing arrows at people's heads, not a care in the world. So I think if they were trying to make a point with that, they didn't do a very good job.
No, not at all. It could have been done a lot better. But, it's a fun game. I'd recommend it to someone. But I wouldn't say, like, I wouldn't call it my game of the year at any rate.
I think the
Yeah.
fact that it's this good though, because maybe I'm alone in feeling like this, but the original Tomb Raider games were not that good. I thought they were terrible at least.
They maybe don't hold up as well now.
They haven't aged well because they were made before the dual stick, the dual shock and everything.
That too, but like even playing it like back in the day when it was a thing that was popular, I didn't much care for it.
I never saw the huge appeal for him. I don't know.
And like the fact that they've taken that game and that character, like we've said, she was just a pair of tits with guns
Yep.
back in the 90s and early 2000s and everything. They've taken that character and that game and made it into something that plays pretty damn good. They've made her into an interesting character instead of just, like we said, tits with guns. And I gotta commend them for that. It might not be the best game ever, but it's damn good for at least that. I just killed my microphone. I'm not used to this stupid desk thing, but yeah, I think Square should be commended for pulling off what they've done with the reboot so far.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a damn fun game, and I really enjoyed it. And it maybe I'm being a bit like squeamish when I'm talking about how gritty it is, because it does go a bit overboard. But I do appreciate that what they're trying with it to make it, so you feel for her in that way. But that's cool. I also played the last episode of The Wolf Among Us, which you guys should really play The Wolf Among Us because it's fantastic. And
Someone else started writing me about finishing Walking Dead, so I need to just.
oh yeah, how far
just
did you
shut
get in
it
Walking Dead?
I got to, well, a long story short, I got to the last chapter on the 360, then I stopped using my 360, and then I moved, and my 360 is still in its box, so I have not had any
need to-
inkling to bring the thing out, so I need to,
last
I'm just going to
chapter,
restart it, because I don't even,
Restart.
It's
'cause
been
the last
like-
chapter of that game
yeah.
is worth it as well.
it's been like half a year since I played it, so I'm just going to restart the thing.
Please do, because it's so good. Wolf Among Us is so good, and it really shows you that, like, David Cage really isn't good at the whole interactive fiction thing. Telltale are. Like,
Yeah.
Telltale are doing what David Cage wishes he could do, and that's make
Right.
good drama that's still video game centric and is actually treats you like an adult, unlike the David Cage game, like Heavy Rain, which would have been laughed out of any cinema. It's like,
For sure.
yeah. Heavy Rain is like such a stupid story as well.
Yeah, I liked it for what it was trying to do. I don't know. I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed that gameplay like people enjoy the gameplay in Shenmue. I know it's clunky as hell, but for some reason I like it.
I think there's one good bit in Heavy Rain, and that's when you have to cut off your finger.
That's one of the more disturbing parts.
I know, but it's done so well, and what I like about it is that it actually uses the fact that it's a video game to its advantage and has you like contort your hand in like loads of weird positions so it feels like a physical activity that you're doing.
Yeah, well, there are parts where it does a good job of making itself or taking advantage of the fact that it's a game because there will be parts like when all your options are popping up around your head, and if it's a more stressful moment, like cutting off your finger, then you won't be able to read some of those things because they'll be so shaky, and you're just like hoping that you pick the right outcome and whatever. So
Yeah. But
I
no,
could talk about Heavy Rain forever, though. But yeah,
Jason.
yeah,
Jason!
But yeah, like Wolf Among Us just so good, guys, and it's just such a satisfactory ending, and like they couldn't have ended it on a better note. And what I liked, I don't want to spoil it as well, so that's why it's hard to talk about. But I like that the final confrontation isn't like a physical battle. It's like a battle of wits with this guy who has an incredibly sharp tongue, and you're trying to win people over onto your side despite the bad things that you've done throughout the game to capture this person. And it's like you're trying to fight against him with your words. It's a really, really cool way of like giving yourself a final confrontation.
that's cool.
I like that game. Wolf Among Us, Cry Wolf, good game.
Cool.
GG.
Have you been what?
GG, good game, bro.
Oh, have you played anything else?
Not really anything else, no.
Okay. I haven't played much, and I kind of played what a Castlevania game on PS2. I don't even remember what it's actually called, but I was giving my friend a hard time because I was like, "This is you sure I'm not playing Devil May Cry?" Because I was really just running around and killing stuff in a castle and not really accomplishing anything, and it wasn't challenging at all. Um, I don't know. There was that, and I tried to play BioShock because I mentioned last week I just finished reading a prequel to BioShock, and I couldn't find the first one on PS3, so I found BioShock Infinite, and it has BioShock on the disc, but to
Really?
install that, it's 32 gigs, and that's not going to work on my 60 gig PS3. So,
What?
yep, so I couldn't do that, which makes no sense because
Yes.
games made currently like downloadable, completely, fully purchasable on PSN aren't even that much. So I don't know what that's about.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's redonkulon.
No. That, what? The
Yep.
biggest, like the most install size I've seen is 12 gigs for Gran Turismo 6.
Right there, there it is. You want to play that game? Hope you got an even 32, bitch.
What the
Um,
fuck is...
I don't know. So whatever.
Oh, that
Anyways.
pisses me off.
Bro.
And I sort of played Miramasa for about half an hour today while I was waiting for my laundry on my
What do
Vita.
you think of it?
It's
Oh,
cool.
on the Vita.
It seemed super duper easy. Like I only got as far as being told about upgrading your swords. So
I mean, it's a vanillaware game, so the real challenge is in hard mode, where it's insanely difficult.
yeah, I could either pick Legend or Chaos, and I went with Legend because I didn't know what to expect from this game. So
Okay, I could not get anywhere in Chaos, not even past the first level boss.
wow,
Really, really hard as shit.
yeah.
Good game, really good game.
No, it seems I like what I've played of it so far. It seems cool, but I mean I'll get further into it eventually.
It's a good game for the Vita as well. It really works. And since
Yeah,
the Vita has
I'm
such a nice screen, the graphics are really sparkle on it.
yeah. It's kind of funny that 2 weeks ago you mentioned you were playing it, Stevie, or a couple weeks ago, and I said how I really cannot pay that much for it, and then suddenly it went on sale on PSN. So
Stevie
it
Addicts,
works out for
yes,
me.
confirmed.
So what that means, I guess, is man, I sure do want to play a lot of downloadable Genesis games on my Vita that I can only play on my PS3. That'd be great if that could happen.
Boy, I wish Tekken 7 would get announced. Oh, man.
Boy, I wish Brett would talk about relevant things.
Boy, I wish Tekken 7 would never come out.
I think I kind
I
of
think we need a Bloody Roar 5. That's what we need.
yeah. Per circle for Bloody Roar 5.
Yeah. Sure. So, unless you guys remember anything else you played, we're gonna jump into the news. How's that sound?
Yeah, boy.
Sounds great. Nope. So, shut up. Pretend it didn't
This
happen.
used to be you ought to know. You ought to know the news.
See, that's why everything's breaking down. You're not using Alanis Morissette for some reason.
Yeah, isn't this ironic?
Don't you think?
A little
You
too
know-
ironic. Scotty, do you know what this is like? Oh, brilliant.
I still can't
the
get
curse
it.
is broken. No, it's
Yeah.
not.
That was a bit
Damn.
like- This is a bit like rain on your wedding day.
Alright, so first up in the news, Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax is getting released for the PS3 and the Vita in the fall. Brett, tell us more about that because I don't know.
It sounds
is,
like it has the word climax in it. Brett will know about it.
Oh, of course. It's an anime style fighting game in the same vein as Persona 4, Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, and such. And it's part of the ASCII Media Works Dengeki Bunko series. It's got characters from Toradora, Durarara, stuff like that. I think it's even, it's the picture I'm looking at here has the girl from or My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute. So this is the kind
That's
of
the
stuff you're
name of something?
Yes, it is. It's actually kind of a popular show.
Of course it is.
But yeah, it's going to be out in fall 2014 for PS3 and Vita in Japan. So, and as we've mentioned several times before, PS3 is region free for the most part, and it's all up to the developers. But it is region. This will be region free. So if you want to import this game, just in case they don't release it here, go ahead and get ready for that. Speaking of fighting games in region free, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. This isn't on the site yet. I plan to get on.
It wasn't in the outline either, so...
It wasn't in the outline
Yeah.
either, but since we were talking about
This
region
is
3,
news to us.
Yeah,
even.
we sure are.
since we were talking about games being region free and everything, this will be great news for Stevie after the debacle.
You
after the
confuses me, Stevie.
after the debacle of getting Persona 4 Arena released in Europe, it was like almost a year between the Japanese and the American releases and the European release. Atlas has revealed that Persona 4 Arena Ultimax will not have region locking this time.
Whoa.
So if they take forever to get it to Europe this time, you can just import the American copy for once, as you should have been allowed to with the first game.
Regions are just getting like more useless as like world becomes more globalized. Like I remember Shovel Knight coming out on 3DS, and like I've already played this on PC. I don't know why it's not out in Europe 3DS yet. It's stupid. Like it's like region zones don't make sense anymore.
Right, and it's like the
Yeah,
only.
same with, like... Well, something else we'll get into later in a couple topics, actually, so never mind.
But like the only game that's really been region locked on PS3 was Persona 4 Arena, and it was a gigantic mistake. The reasoning was the Japanese and American releases were very much similar, and they were coming out like this close together, so it wasn't that big a deal. But the European release didn't come out until May of the next year, so it was kind of a gigantic clusterfuck on Atlas and Arxis part, as well as the people in charge of localization for the European series. So I'm glad that they're taking some steps to correct that.
Yeah, Atlas are really good at that stuff. They really listen as well. So
Oh, definitely.
Huh.
that's why
Cool.
Atlas is so good.
That's all I had.
And that's why people were concerned when Sega took them on. But I'm glad that Sega has stayed out of this, and Atlas are now doing their own thing very comfortably.
Yeah, that was the big concern I had. Was like, yeah, Atlas would fit that Sega style, but will Sega try to micromanage them? And it's a really good thing that they haven't.
Yeah, I think this is the first example that they haven't really done that.
Yeah, like you would think like the Persona series would I don't know. The way they've been about localization, like with Yakuza and stuff like that, and as niche as Persona kind of still is. I mean, it's not as niche as like the Yakuza, but it's still that kind of middle ground that's not that big in the West.
Yeah.
So there's part of me that was really worried, like, are we actually going to get Persona 5 in the West? And it looks like they're being very hands-off, letting them do what they want and need to do to get these games over here. So kudos to Sega for that. They're really relieving some of my fears about the whole purchase.
That's pretty neat. So speaking of Japan, Bayonetta Bloody Fate is coming out over here eventually, outside of Japan anyway. That's an anime movie that encompasses all of the first Bayonetta game, but the film finally had its American or English cast announced, so they're one step closer. Not really much to say about that. I'm very interested to see how ridiculously bloody this movie is, but I'm sure it'll be enjoyable, and I hope it's actually released like physically because I would like to own it. What about you guys?
I'm expecting Helsing levels of gore.
I don't know
Can you
what that
imagine
means, but
how many excuses the film will try to have to show Bayonetta from different skimpy situations?
yep.
And they can lollies and stuff.
Well, it's an anime based off of a video game, so it's going to have a shower scene.
And one that definitely... Oh yeah, I didn't even think it would have a shower scene, yeah.
A random pointless shower scene for no reason whatsoever, but they're gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. And I'm sure at some point she'll say, "Do you want to touch me?"
Oh, of course.
Oh, probably, yeah.
I can't wait to say how they loop that in and make it like relevant, or they might not even do it at all. It might just be like opening credits thing, and she just says it randomly. I don't know.
That could be a taunt, like beginning the battle or something.
Maybe.
Like waves are going, "You want to touch me?" or something like that.
Yep.
I feel sorry for all of our viewers who had to witness that.
Did you notice how I was trying my hardest to avoid saying it myself?
I'm savvy enough to know when I fucked up.
Yeah, well, and I guess the reason you're comfortable doing it is because Tom's not here either.
Yeah, of course. Oh,
yeah, it's good.
Which we didn't even mention either way. Anyway, we should kind of ignore that fact. Hey,
Tom's
Tom's not here. You know.
We need to talk of Sailor Moon this episode. You know now.
Yeah. Yep.
Cinnamon Crystal wasn't that good.
So there it is. Speaking of Japan, Japan's getting another Fantasy Zone or another 3D classic, which is which is going to be Fantasy Zone 2 on the 3DS eShop 3D Classics thing, which I'm kind of bummed that we haven't even still gotten the first one. We haven't gotten the second wave of them at all, because they've already got the first Fantasy Zone, they got Outrun, and I feel like there was something else I can't remember, but excuse me. But yeah, that's coming out, I believe, the 16th in Japan, so Wednesday. They have weird release days, not Tuesday like us, but that's happening. It's going to have some bonus stuff, like the 3D, of course. There's a Link Loop Land, which is essentially Survivor mode. The game just keeps going until you die. And let's see, I think those are the main new features in it. But it's pretty cool. Hopefully we'll get that over here eventually. But that's another example of, like, why make stuff region specific? Like, why don't you just release that on the eShop for everybody? It's the internet. So,
really
I don't know.
Stupid why they're not, yeah.
Yeah. I would like to play it, or at least a demo or something. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Just it's a free world.
Free world, yo.
Yeah, free world, man. Stuff, hacky sack.
Yeah, let's go do a fat weed pill on a bus.
Yep, that's how it works now.
Dude, bruh.
Yep, dude, bro, too.
No, it's bra, not
yeah.
bro.
In not so foreign related matters, Alien Isolation had some pre-order bonuses announced. One of them is the mission called Crew Expendable, which allows you to play in the first movie as either Ripley Dallas or Parker right after Brett's death. our very own Brett made his way into the movie, and
What?
he's the first one to die from the chest burster. No, the character in the movie, his name is Brett.
What, seriously?
Now you know why you should watch the movie.
And why you should read our site to know that I made a joke about you on the site when I posted this article.
It's an aliens thing. I'm not that hype into aliens.
Well, don't you randomly Google your name on the site?
Yeah, watch
No.
the movie, Brett. You'll like it.
I'm not. I'm
Take
not
a
a
couple
total.
hours out of your life to watch Alien.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
need
want
to
to
do
see
that.
myself die.
We're not going to be able to have you on the podcast. On the, not going to be able to have you on the podcast after that game comes out until you've watched that movie, because
You went full on Boston there for a second.
I do what I want.
Podcast.
And that's one of the reservables. The other pre-order bonus is, let's see what it's called, Last Survivor, where you actually play as Ellen Ripley in the final scene, which I won't spoil for Brett entirely, but try to use the escape pod to get away from the ship and destroy the xenomorph and all that good stuff. That's a GameStop exclusive, though. So that's happening there. Yep. Pre-orders. And also, speaking of Alien Isolation, though, it's going to be playable at EGX, which is some sort of London convention that Stevie's going to go to, right, Stevie?
Oh yeah, totes. I didn't even know what EGX was, but I'll find a way.
I'm not sure what it stands for.
But
I'm sorry, my mouth is not working.
Wait, for even Grant X doesn't know it, I don't know. I was trying to make a joke, but it wouldn't work.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
But Alien Isolation is going to be there. New Battlefield will be. New Borderlands will be. Destiny Evolve, Drive Club, New Fable, Forza Horizon 2, Little Big Planet 3, a bunch of big things. Sunset Overdrive, you should go to play that, Stevie.
Oh shit, yeah, that's the only interesting AAA game I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Things. So yeah, that'll be playable there. It'd be nice if it was playable in, I don't know, an American convention, but call me crazy. But I jest.
You.
So, also, on the internets and things, unfortunately it'll be over by the time this podcast goes up, but PlayStation Network had an amazing flash sale this weekend with a bunch of 99-cent games. Two of the most worth and Sega-related mentioning are The Cave and also the first Toe Jam and Earl. So, I hope everyone hit that shit up. Yeah, Toe Jam and Earl.
So we've evolved
Alright, yeah, that happened. And
I don't know why, if we seem weird energy today, keep in mind we spent ages trying to set this up today, listeners.
I'm alright.
Yeah.
I'm alright,
It's
because
all
everything
thanks to me and my shit-ass headset.
Maybe if you stopped watching so many anime girls, then your computer wouldn't fizzle out.
What does that have to do with my fucking mic?
A whole lot.
Now if it had
Probably.
something to do with my earphones.
I'm sure there's some
With
sort
their
of.
high-pitched
I'm sure there's some
Japanese
sort of voice-activated anime game that you and Tom play with each other all the time. And
No, he's gonna take the you and Tom play with each other thing out of context and make that his ringtone when he gets to this episode.
oh yeah, boy, that'd be weird if someone had my voice as a ringtone in any way.
Oh, okay, I'll do that then. I'll go do it for myself.
I'll do that
I will have what you just said as the ringtone, so every time a phone rings, I go, oh, wait, it'd be weird if anyone put my voice as an intro ringtone.
I'm gonna make that little down, that thing. That's gonna be my ringtone.
I had that as my text tone for one person, but it was so long, and I didn't know how to shorten it. So
No,
yeah,
I mean
that
you
was
doing it, not like the actual game. I mean you.
Okay, I'll do that again then.
Available on iTunes for
So also, let's see. Besides the flash sale, Sega announced last week. I know I didn't put this on the outline, guys, but whatever. Sonic Jump Fever was released worldwide on mobile devices, and by that I mean iOS phones and Android phones. And it's a sequel, kind of, to Sonic Jump, which was a playoff of Doodle Jump, do, and it's got. I guess it's got a little bit more frantic of an atmosphere. It's a little faster pace. Somehow Chow Gardens are involved. Man, my mouth. Chow Gardens are involved as well. There. The Human Torch was denied a bank load. Sorry, I just need to do a little word association games here or something.
Tits and teeth. There you
Yes.
Bow.
Mommy made me munch my M&Ms. Mommy made me munch my M&Ms.
How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow?
How now, brown cow? I used to say that when fat ladies were around me.
Oh.
Rude!
I wouldn't say it to them. In other old school news, like Toe Jam and Earl, kind of, there was a Sonic 2 holographic cartridge discovered. Not the cartridges themselves, but labels for them. I'll try to get a picture of it here for you guys to look at. But it was just one of those things. I mean, you know, who are we going to kid? Holograms and holographs and Gem and the holographs, they were all the rage back in the 90s.
Those cartridges.
Holographic Charizard was the best thing.
Oh, yeah, I guess those too. Sure. Well, what is going on with this stupid thing? But it was just something to make it limited edition-ish, I guess. I don't know.
Kind of like the red cartridge for Maximum Carnage, basically.
Yeah, sort of like that. Ah, fuck. Shit. Sorry, my internet's being stupid. Bleh. Blah. Damn it. Everybody talk about something while I try to deal with idiot things.
Let's talk about
Brett, what's your favourite method of abortion?
Damn it to hell.
M. Bison's super move.
Psycho Crusher.
A psycho abortion.
I'm not
No, he
familiar
actually
with that
does a
one.
thing where, like, he sticks his hand into your stomach and then does, like, a psycho burst thing.
Is this working? Is this working?
Yeah, now it's working.
Look at that tape of stuff, and you can zoom in there, or I will for you. There's crazy little holographic, like, it really just depends on what way you turn it. Listeners, I'm sorry, you'll just have to look at the video. But it's, I mean, how do you describe what a holograph looks like? But it's this basic Sonic and Tails, like, around the giant number 2, and it says Sega a bunch of times in the back.
Around the giant number 2.
Not a giant piece
Giant
of...
rainbow number 2.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool that existed. I forget when we were talking about how it's fun that on the internet we find all these old things that never came to be but are still alive somewhere out there, like old game builds and stuff. I feel like that fucking hell sort of falls into that too.
Yeah, definitely.
We're, like,
just
finding
thinking
a lot
the
of stuff like that.
out.
Well, like, we're finding a lot of this kind of stuff nowadays, like the E.T. landfill and everything. Everything that went down with that over the spring, and now this and stuff like that. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it's neat stuff. So, and one other topic before we get into the nitty-gritty of things. We mentioned the first 4 figures doing a statue of the old school Robotnik. There's also a Skies of Arcadia statue that's available for pre-order, and if you do it right now, you actually get it at a 12% discount on... Let me find the website here. DCB Service. Let me find out what that stands for. Oh, Discount Comic Book Service. If you go to their website, it's discounted.
Discount on their bloody figures, because then it might be a bit affordable.
Well, that's the pre-order for the... Is his name Vice? Is that how you say it? For Skies of Arcadia. Trying to find the actual price here. I thought I had this up, but the internet just enjoys taking a big old shit on everything I do. Normally the figure is going to be $219.95. You can get the discount pre-order for $175.96. What a deal! That's actually that's 20%. I don't know why the website I was looking at said 12, but whatever. Um, I don't know. If I ever get any of those statues, it's going to be a Knuckles one first, where he's punching the volcanic ground and it goes.
That was dope as
Alright,
hell.
so
Get the
lighting
glowy
and
one.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If I won the lottery, I would get probably a classic Robotnik just because I really like the design.
Yeah.
If it's the Tupac Lives Robotnik, I will get that. If it's not, I don't know.
It's not what
Tupac
anyone would
Lives.
call it. That's not what anyone. What's his name? Tupac?
Tupac!
Yeah.
That's what cool people call it.
Stevie, can you do me a favor and say Tupac's name?
Tupac.
Tupac. Sorry. I'm sure. Well, see, if Stevie's cousins were there, they would know what the
Stevie, do it again.
his cousin from New York. He would know what it sounds like on the streets, right?
Oh hey, are you there? No, they're gone. Can't. They're on the phone.
Unfortunately, the listeners
sorry,
aren't going to see that you just looked off into nothing and decided they weren't there.
Wait, shit, there's a phone call.
Oh, great.
Oh,
What have I done?
no.
Hello?
What have I done?
Hello.
You have one of those still? Listeners, he just pulled a phone off the wall.
Okay, I'll put
A
you on
corded phone, like a
speakerphone.
90s corded phone.
I'll put you on speakerphone. Like this. Hello? It's Stevie Grant. What do you want me to do, Scotty?
You sound like you've aged a little bit, sir.
It's just the phone line connection. Coronation.
I was wondering what your favorite Tupac album was.
My favorite one's definitely Tupac Back into Heaven. That's the Sister album. Are you sure? Yes. Oh, tarnation. Okay. Oh, gold. Can you pass me on to New York, Stevie? Give me a second.
I rang up somebody at work who sounded just like that.
In West
Sorry,
Baghdad,
phone is
Virginia.
America. Oh, okay, wait, I got it. Okay. Hello? Yeah, I'll put you on speakerphone too. Hey, I'm in the bagel over here. It's New York Stevie. What do you want? What do you want?
Hey, New Yorker Stevie, what's your favorite Tupac album?
My favorite Tupac album would be Back into Habit. Why is everyone saying that? It's not the Sister Act album. Well, Tarnage, stop saying. Is that you? Again. I was putting on a voice. Because I wanted to talk to you. Is New York Stevie there? He died.
What? You get run
Sorry
over
guys,
by
I've got uh-huh. Yeah.
Jiminy Christmas. This is...
Oh my god.
Why do I... Oh, what now?
Suicide. Really? Oh my god.
Too many bagels.
From the ceiling.
What?
And his mother saw?
Oh, boy.
Written in blood. Wow. I'll see you later, bro. So,
I shouldn't laugh.
next,
What?
what's next?
Do you need some time, Stevie?
What's next in the news?
GameStop.
Oh
is-
yeah, that's like a cool thing to talk about. Let's talk about games computer thing. That's cool.
So, recently news broke that GameStop is actually going to get involved in the development process of games for the sake of pre-orders. So if you pre-order a game in the future, it'll have actual in-game content that's only available through GameStop. And I'm not referring to like you get an extra alternate costume for Danica Patrick if you reserve at GameStop, and you get another one at Walmart. No, this is in-game content that will only be in the physical copies sold at GameStop now.
Dumb, stupid, and it's basically restricting pieces of art, especially when it's just despicable and horrible, really.
I
Yeah,
felt bad
yeah.
for every pre-order I've ever made because it's contributed to this idea.
Well, see, at first I was like, all right, whatever. I just won't, I just won't reserve it there. Who cares? But then I thought, no, if they do this, then Walmart's going to want to do this, Target's going to want to do this, a bunch of other companies like Amazon's going to want to jump on this. So there's going to technically be like 5 different versions of a game when it comes out. So, and I mean,
Well,
I
it's
thought
already
about
happening. The Watchdog Collector's Edition thing, kind of.
how so?
Yeah, there's a
They've all
flowchart
got
for
their
what.
Yeah. They've all got
Yeah,
their
there's
own
like a
bits of content, and there's no version of the game you can buy that has all of the content on it.
Oh, well, yeah. So that's pretty much
Yeah,
it.
and there's like a flowchart that has like what you get where and everything. This is like the first time I've really heard of this happening. It's kind of awful.
Yeah, so it's a very similar thing. I mean, I've thought about. I'll be honest. I was a victim at one point of almost getting different versions of the same thing because I really wanted. I'm a big Transformers fan, and when Fall of Cybertron came out, you could get different characters to play as in multiplayer and stuff. So I wasn't about to go get them at other places, but I thought about it and gave a lot of consideration to actually buying multiple copies of that game because I really wanted those codes. And I even was like sitting on eBay looking at the prices that people were selling them for, which was just ridiculous. But so it's pretty. I don't see this ending well, and I think I might be done pre-ordering games if this is going to happen like this, unless it's from like the developer's site. The only reason I would pre-order games from GameStop is you put down $5. You know, $5 is nothing. Gradually pay it off. But reserving it from like some websites like Ni no Kuni, the Team Ghibli had a sweet collector's edition, but you can only get it from their website and pay the full price, which was like close to $200. So I couldn't do that,
Yeah.
but I can do like 5 or 25 towards it and call it a day and not worry about it right then and there. So, but were you guys ever really big diehard pre-order fans to begin with?
I have been in recent years, and like I've got 3 pre-orders waiting right now with Hatsune Miku, Project Diva F Second, Persona 4 Ultimax, and Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. And this is making me seriously consider at least maybe canceling the Type 0 one.
Hmm.
Because
Is that an exclusive anywhere though? Because I know sometimes like Pandora's Tower and stuff you could only get at GameStop, or not Pandora's Tower.
I
one of them.
don't know if Type 0
Xenoblade.
like Type 0 is so far away right now that I don't know like what kind of exclusive stuff they'll have. You know, Square Enix is going to have some monster collector's edition on their site, like they did for 10 HD and Lightning Returns and all that. But I thought I would just get like get the normal edition at GameStop and then get like the monster collector's edition Square. And now I'm just thinking, if this is going to contribute to them thinking that this idea is a good idea, I don't know. I might have to just get the Square one because I don't want to contribute to this kind of thing happening.
Yeah.
And like I know like Persona and like Miku are close enough to where I don't think they'll be affected by something like this, but Type 0 is still like pretty early in development,
Mhm.
and you never know if they could like try to pull something to. I don't think Square would really listen to them on this, but you never know.
Yeah, the only reason I'd say maybe not because isn't Square based in Japan and
Yeah, like this
GameStop's
is
more
more
of an American thing.
Yeah, like if I like thinking about like it's more of a Western thing. Like you got EB over in like Europe and everything. And like Australia at least still has EB games. But like yeah, I think it would more affect like Activision or EA or somebody like that. But you never know. And it's good. The sad thing is it's gonna probably be a success. That's the thing. Because
Well,
like
I don't think it'll stop. I mean, the problem is like they'll do this first with like Call of Duty, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, pre-orders are through the roof." Pre-orders are going to be through the roof for that fucking game forever. So they'll think that that
Yeah.
was a success. It's the same reason like Homefront 2 is getting released. You know, tons of people reserved that game because they thought it was going to be Red Dawn, the game, but it turned out to be shit. But they saw that a lot of people pre-ordered and bought it. So I don't know. Sometimes the sales aren't all you can look at.
It's just the whole thing just doesn't sit very well with me.
I think it just really goes to show you how much game companies want your money before the actual game is played, before the game is in your hands, before the product is actually made. I don't know what this.
Or, like, the review embargoes are up and everything.
Yeah, what this. Yeah, exactly. It's just people. They want the money as soon as possible, really, without any proof that the game will even be good. And it's just such a horrible. It's like I've never really understood pre-orders. I was once really badly burnt on a pre-order, which was when the original Bayonetta came out. The pre-order was a replica of Bayonetta's feet guns.
Yes, they
And I never
were.
got.
That was only in Europe. You bitch! Why didn't you get those?
Because it was snowed the day that I went to get Bayonetta, and apparently the shipment or something didn't get through. And I kept going back week after week after week, and I never got them. And that was the only
that's
reason
bullshit.
I got them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I know.
bullshit.
It's
Did you initially
stuff
reserve
like that.
Did you initially reserve the I almost said the
Yeah.
feet version?
No, I pre-ordered the game and everything. I pre-ordered it. It was all there. But like, I understand like physical toys and stuff like that kind of stuff I can do. But like when it's actual content for the game, it's just like it's really skeezy.
Yeah, that's the
and
thing,
I hope
like-
this absolutely fails.
I've never been. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's from the generation we come from, where I'm still happy. I will always buy a physical game. Like I don't care about in-game bonus stuff. I care more about like this guy right here. Like I care more about getting a freaking Sonic scalp than I did about getting I don't even know what, an extra character to play as in Sonic or something.
I cared more about getting her than like I already had Blaze Blue Chrono Phantasma. I cared more about getting her than I cared really about getting the game, to be honest.
But really, I would say the difference. I would care about getting actual content. This is like story content of a game. This is a recreation of,
Yeah.
what people consider to be one of the best sci-fi horror films of all time, and
We're
just
talking about Aliens. Okay.
Yeah, and they're just sectioning it off and selling it to you, so you buy it in this one specific place, and it's despicable. It's awful. But they're withholding art media from you, so you buy it from one specific place, and it's
Yeah.
awful.
Well, I don't think that the alien thing it has anything to do with this just yet. That's just a pre-order bonus, which I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that specific thing that's GameStop exclusive right now somewhere else. But that was announced after
But I mean,
all this
just
stuff,
in
so I don't
general,
think.
in general,
Yeah. That's the thing.
pre-orders anyways.
That's the thing about like pre-order like in-game content. Like for the most part, after 90 days, that pops up on like XBLA or PSN. Like the only thing I remember that didn't come straight like onto the PSN was the cardboard tube samurai for Tekken 6. That's the only pre-order content I remember that hasn't come onto PSN after 90 days. But like most stuff, like the BWE 13 stuff, like there's like, oh, if you do this, if you like pre-order from GameStop, you get Stone Cold and the Ultimate Warrior and all this. And I was like, yeah, I could, but they come out in 90 days anyway for like 99 cents. That's nothing. Or like,
Right.
I'm trying to think. Terror Me from BlazBlue. Sure, you have to pay a bit more to get him, but like he came out like 2 weeks after the physical release, and like yeah, it's $6, but it's worth it. It's not something you absolutely have to pre-order to get.
Yeah.
And like all
And
the
then-
Watch Dogs stuff, like we mentioned, that's up on PSN now, I believe. Like all the different
maybe,
Watch
I don't
Dogs
know.
packs. I think I saw it on PSN. I know the white cap and whatever I got from Walmart is up there now.
But then there's also like what happened with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, how you can't play as what was DLC characters initially anymore because they just took that
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
So
Or like, there's one other thing of content that just came into my mind for Gran Turismo 5, the GameStop NASCAR car and like the Chrome Line cars. They never came up on PSN, I don't believe, but like they were basically just reskins. I mean, I used the fuck out of them, but still, they were basically just reskins. Were awesome. And
yeah.
the Chrome Lines ended up being part of GT6 from the get-go anyway. So all you're really missing is the 20 car, and it wasn't much in hindsight.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see how that. But that's what I was getting to is like people from our generation were more about the physical collector's items. So at this point, like we're adults now and we don't spend as frivolously. Well, if most of us, but with like that stuff was never what pushed us over for a reserve. Was the I don't even know the golden Lancer in Gears of War or some stupid shit like that. Like we care about the physical thing. So it doesn't really directly affect me much, but it might. I don't know. Who knows what'll happen exactly. But with that in mind, I thought we'd take a more positive spin on it, or just humiliate ourselves a little bit, and talk about, in the main topic, our best pre-orders we've ever gotten, or the most ridiculous, or just what has put us over the edge to definitely pre-order a game. So, did you guys have anything else to say about that GameStop thing real quick? Otherwise, we'll jump into the main topic.
Just that the GameStop pre-order thing is horrible.
Yeah, I kind of hope it fails.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let's get into our main topic. And I'm just going to leave that up for a second because I put a lot of shit in the transition picture this
Fucking
week.
Danica. No!
So, why do we pre-order games? I know that you want that Danica, Brett, real badly.
No,
but
I don't. I would... No. I don't open my Hot Wheels when I buy them, but that is one I would open and then burn on stream.
Stevie has it.
Yeah, I do. It's
Send me
a great
yours.
No.
Send me.
His
No,
is one of a kind, autographed and
must destroy.
signed-ish.
with a catchphrase.
It must
Yeah.
look like Danica's actual NASCAR car. It must be destroyed.
Did she crash?
No, well,
She crashes all the time. She sucks.
You've actually said it's an interesting question about why we pre-order games, and I think that pre-ordering comes from when you had to do it because there physically wouldn't be a copy of that game in there.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's completely different. Like now we're just pre-ordering it for the content, so it's more about just sort of confirming your connection to a game before you buy it. I don't know if there's anything I've done that to recently, but I think the way that that's happened is Kickstarter. Kickstarter is basically a pre-order service where you're funding the game through them.
So I've proven my connection to Shaq Fu.
Yeah, and it's actually because you do sometimes get physical products with stuff, so it's like pre-ordering has gone to the next phase almost.
Right. So I get to start this out, kind of, if you guys can think back, what was the very first thing you ever pre-ordered? Or do you, mine, for instance, I was thinking about this, and the first game I ever pre-ordered, or at least remember pre-ordering because I got a bonus with it, was Resident Evil 2, because I got a t-shirt, black t-shirt with it, which was gigantic. Like, I'm pretty sure they only had like XLs or Ls. Yeah, it was black. It just said Capcom on the front, and then on the back it had like the ripping open the back with the zombie
cover art,
hand. Yeah, and I remember that because I
love
remember.
that shirt.
Yeah, I might have that somewhere, but I don't know. That's as far as I remember back to pre-ordering. Mainly because I had to have my dad there to do it because I was not 17. But but yeah, do you guys remember the first thing you ever pre-ordered, or like as far back as getting a pre-order bonus?
I
There you
have
go,
an
Stevie.
embarrassing pre-order.
He
I
dropped
have
his
an
bubble gum.
I'm gonna have to throw that away. I have an embarrassing
Broke his
pre-order.
e-tank.
That was also my
What?
first. Do you remember that awful Alone in the Dark remake?
The remake? What do you mean? For which
The
system?
one on Xbox 360.
Oh yeah,
Remember that awful piece of shit? I pre-ordered that
you got a
to get the art
soundtrack
book.
with it, right? Oh, okay.
Soundtrack and art book, yeah. And the game was so bad, like it was really bad. Like it made me feel awful for pre-ordering for having this thing. I took it back and I eventually kept the art book.
Nice,
But it's a shitty game though.
nice. That's funny. Brett, what do you
Well, mate,
remember?
I know you pre-ordered an embarrassing game, Scotty.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second, Stevie. Brett, what is your farthest back memory of reserving a game?
Well, somehow I remember my dad managed to pre-order 2 PS2s back when they were like in really short supply. But as for me personally, the first 2 things I really remember pre-ordering were Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, which I remember it just came with like some little like postcards or something, and then Tekken 6 I pre-ordered that, and it came with like the Cardboard Tube Samurai DLC, which I don't play as Yoshimitsu anymore anyway, so that didn't mean anything. And it was supposed to come with like a calendar of like all like the characters and everything, and it turned out the calendar were just like little copy sheets instead of like an actual calendar. They're just like little individual sheets of paper with the characters on them. I was like, I feel kind of let down. And I played the game and I was like, oh, never mind. I don't care. This is fun. But yeah, it was kind of it sounded good in theory, but in hindsight, it was kind of a lame bonus. I was kind of hoping for like an art book or soundtrack or something.
Soundtrack art books always seem to be like the standard for pre-orders.
Yeah, at least for at least for Japanese like kind of niche games, it seems the soundtracks and the art books are like the thing that you get now.
And sometimes you only have to pre-order to get that. Like I remember Hyperdimension Victory, I didn't get in time to pre-order that because I had to get it on short notice after NIS kind of screwed us on a review copy, and I didn't get in time to pre-order it. But they still gave me like the soundtrack anyway because it was like a first edition of the game.
That's cool.
And then the soundtrack ended up not having any of the good songs on it, so.
That's weird. Yeah, if I go over to my shelf, like, speaking of soundtracks and box art, because I was just looking at Project Cross Zone had one, Code of Princess had one, what else? There was something with Rhythm Thief. I don't even remember. But, yeah.
Persona 4 Arena had a soundtrack, but it was like more of like a 4-track remix soundtrack, and not like the actual full OST. Which the remixes were good. Like I remember Yosuke's being really good. Yukiko's was better than her actual in-game theme. I mean, it was good, but it was kind of disappointing that it wasn't the whole soundtrack. It was just remixes.
Yeah. Oh, I found this, which is sweet. If you guys ever played Alan Wake, and this was a cool collector's edition that I completely forgot I had because it was a book, or kind of a book, but it had how the hell's this thing open? How do I do this?
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's about an author.
Oh!
Yeah, it actually has a novel, and it has a behind-the-scenes thing, and or not a behind the. I forget what's on the bonus disc. It's been a long time, but there's a soundtrack in there too. But it was kind of cool because it's like in the form of a novel, and
it's kind of gotten popular.
You're broken up.
That fits much
From your mic.
Oh, yeah. But like Square Enix has been doing that with like their HD remasters and stuff. Like I know Kingdom Hearts 1.5 had it, and I've got Final Fantasy 10, 2, and 10 right here, where it has the art book on the inside of this, and then you open it up, and like the disc's not in there now. It's in my little case over here, but you have your art book and everything right here, and then like you have your disc tray right here.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty cool little trend that they've started. Although I still hate this 3-page manual trend.
Oh,
But
that's not a trend. That's just where it's going.
that's just dumb as hell.
There's no need for them to waste money on a manual anymore, unless you're
Or
Nintendo and you
even,
want to put it in 13 different languages.
What I loved was
um,
what I loved and hated was Yakuza Dead Souls had a table of contents, had one page inside, and then it had like a French page. I was like, really?
Nice.
I'd have to find the box later. It's kind of stuck in the whole mess of man. I hate that trend, but that's different topics for a different day.
Yeah, what I want to know is, Brett, what's the most embarrassing game you could ever have a pre-order for? The most embarrassing
Oh, he's got it.
Sonic-based game. Just embarrassing.
I
Well,
didn't-
there's the controls in Yakuza Dead Souls. I just grabbed it, listeners. Whatever. I don't know.
The most embarrassing Sonic-based game that came out in 2006 that you could.
Something
Were
I
you
didn't even
asking-
pre-order.
Were you asking Brett? Because that's what it sounded like at the beginning.
I wonder what
pre-ordered
game would
this.
that be. I know. So, Scotty, what's one of the pre-orders you've made in the past?
What was one that deeply affected you?
Yeah.
This game
Stuck
right
with
here,
you?
Sonic 06. I own it on 360. It's been played. Oh, it's not in here because it's in my carrying case, but it's been played once. I reserved that game and didn't even have a 360. Didn't have a 360 for years later.
Now this is the thing.
So that's
Is
the
I did the same thing. I didn't
reserved
pre-order.
this- Hold on, nobody knows why yet. Let me at least validate myself here. I reserved that game for a sweet Sonic statue that you got, and it was like 15th, or was it 15? Yeah, 15th
15th.
anniversary. I found I don't have it because it's at my mom's house. So I don't even have it with me. But this is it here. You can kind of see what it looks like. And it's a cool statue, I guess. Was it worth $60? Probably not. But I paid full price
Was
for
it
one of
worth
the
owning
worst Sonic
Sonic
games
06?
ever. Was it worth what?
Owning Sonic 06.
Oh, no. I didn't play Sonic 06 until years later after I got that game. So, because, like I said, I didn't have a 360, and it was like almost a launch game. I probably didn't get a 360 until 2008. So, I'm awesome.
So you had time for the anticipation to build.
Yeah,
Like
you know.
I did the same thing Scotty did though, except I didn't pre-order. I just bought the game full price, but I didn't own a PS3 until like a year and a half later.
Did you get the statue?
Sorry,
I didn't get the statue.
Well, that's worse.
I
That makes me look
can't
great.
even have that go for me.
That makes me look amazing. Thank you.
That's my only job at this site, really.
Is what, to make me look good?
by
Yeah.
comparison.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Sounds like a plan. What?
I'm Washington Generals to your Harlem Globetrotters.
You sure are.
Sports
Sports.
reference.
Stevie, do you have an incredibly embarrassing pre-order that you've done?
Just the Alone in the Dark thing. I can't really remember any
Right.
other ones.
Right, right.
I would have loved the Bayonetta stuff, but
That would be nice. Yeah. The one of the cooler ones that I did, and it was really for the pre-order because I didn't even care about the game that much, but I ended up really liking it. Was a game called Death Smiles on the 360.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, it's a shmup, and it's been out for like years in Japan, but it came out recently here.
I
But
like Death
the
Smiles. Good game.
reserve bonus for that, though, you got the soundtrack and you got an actual faceplate for the 360. But what's funny is this came out long after the slim versions came out, so I was one of the people that still had an earlier 360 where you could replace the replace the face plates, and it actually matched my 360 because I have a red one, and I don't feel like getting it out right now. But Brett, what are you doing?
Imagine.
We're on
I'm
your
looking
computer. Can you not find your computer? Just keep going
I'm
towards the
trying to
sound.
Find the computer room.
Find the computer. Find the computer room.
I'm trying to find a plug-in for something I want to maybe demo if I have one.
Your pre-ordered dildo that you got when you reserved the latest
Dildo
Hyperdimension
Wars.
Neptunia.
Neptunia.
Yep,
I knew that.
the Hyperdimension Neptunia DP. That's what it was, right?
Stands for dick
Uh,
pic.
Yeah, we'll go with that, sure. Um, but that was a really cool pre-order, and I have like a bunch of collector's editions and statues. Well, I don't even have a bunch of statues because normally it's the Call of Duties and crap that get the collector's editions that I don't care about. But I have Tales of Xillia, not two because that's not out yet over here, but the first one, that statue, and the Tales of Symphonia collection. Um, but yeah, those are always fun to just stare at and collect dust on your mantle. And I'm trying to think of other ones but thinking back to the Resident Evil thing, it's kind of funny because whoa, Stevie, I think your camera
Yep.
just hit the dust.
No, no,
Sorry, that was just really funny. I
no,
looked
no,
and it was slowly going towards your keyboard, and then it just fell completely.
no, no. I'm all good.
Um,
Covered.
Okay,
Professional.
good. Yep, yeah. But I remember thinking back on the Resident Evil shirt. That was back when they didn't really know what to give you as a bonus, so they're like, T-shirts with the logo on it. We'll do that, you know. Like I don't remember really awesome pre-order bonuses until I remember when like the N64 was coming out, and I guess right before Dreamcast came out, they started to do like the transparent colored controllers, and well, there were kind of limited edition systems. I don't know what generation that really kicked in though, because
Yeah.
I don't remember different colored like Genesis and Mega Drives or Super Nintendos.
Where's Atomic Purple? Come on, you got to get ready for that.
Yeah, there was
N64
that
drop
one, and
that.
they had the Donkey Kong bundle that I think the system was green and the controller was yellow, and it had like brown spots at the end to look like bananas. I remember that one, but there were a bunch of Dreamcast limited edition things. Like there's two different Resident Evil Dreamcast systems that I really want, but will probably never own. There was eventually in America they had the Sega Sports Dreamcast that was solid black with that logo on it. Um, there's a couple Hello Kitty Dreamcasts that come with keyboards because there was some Hello Kitty website related game you could play on them or something ridiculous. Uh,
I'm
but
talking about t-shirts quickly. I remember a t-shirt related pre-order I got for Child of Eden. I got a t-shirt for that.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was like a dinky little shirt, with just the logo on, but that was a pretty cool
Yeah,
thing.
it's
Even though
still.
since kind of a niche game, it's kind of weird that they had a pre-order for it anyways. But that was cool.
Yeah, I remember another sweet pre-order here is the Scribblenauts hat that you get for
Oh
reserving the
yeah.
game at one point, and it's ridiculous. And I played all through the first Batman Arkham Asylum wearing this hat. That was for some reason something I did. I did it in like two sittings at my buddy's house. I'm trying to look at my collection of hats to see if there's another like sweet hat I got with
Collection.
besides the Sonic. Well, look at here's all here. See all those? I got some hats.
Bloody hell.
That's a couple of them,
Is
and
that a
then
Luigi hat?
sure is. Look at that right there. There's a Mario one over in my corner, um, and you can see the Mad Dog McCree box,
I love that.
and another Sonic hat and that Knuckles sort of hat thing. Oops, I think I unplugged my headphones.
No,
Moving shit around. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, there, we're good.
Wait,
Brett, you
you guys hear me?
disappeared for a little bit. What did
Yeah.
you do?
I decided to get one of the cooler things that I've pre-ordered in the last few years, and it was I think it was like $100, but it was totally worth it because not only did it come with the best character action game I've ever played, Metal Gear Rising, it came with
Oh,
this bad boy
Oh.
right here.
good gosh. Get the still
Yeah,
cam on
buddy.
you. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
You want to tell us what that ridiculous thing is? Because it's kind of
This
hard.
is-
Pull it back from the camera. We can't see it that close.
This right here is the lamp, the Metal Gear Rising Revengeance lamp. It's one of those like
The
you see
power
Spencer
3
Gifts.
nuclear plants.
Yeah, it's one of those electric lamps like you touch it, like lightning bolts like go to your finger. It's got a bit of Raiden's sword in the middle of it. This was the biggest reason I pre-ordered the collector's edition of Rising. I wanted this fucking lamp, And then I got it and proceeded to not use it for anything because I have no room over here. But it's one of the coolest things. It's one of the
That is
coolest
pretty
pre-order
sweet.
bonuses I've ever seen. And
Yeah, I
like
like
said,
that
I've
it's
got,
the ones that are themed with the game.
Yeah.
and it came with like art book and soundtrack and all that as well. But this was the main event right here. This puppy right here. I love it to bits. It's one of the coolest things. Probably the best collector's edition I've ever seen.
You know what? I thought of another slightly embarrassing thing, but I have to go get it. But keep talking about your crazy light-up dildo.
Have you
Alright,
not?
will this even fit? Let's find out live on camera. I mean,
Does it fit in your asshole?
the newest segment of Sega Addicts. Replacing the
I know
Tom and Brett in 60 seconds of bullshit.
I know
Oh god.
the Japanese Metal Gear Rising has a figure of one of the bull creatures with legs. Just have like 3 legs. And
Yeah,
walking around.
the
I forgot what they're
little
called.
You
dwarf
guys didn't see it when
geckos.
I walked in right now, did you?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. Oh, I'm still stuck on me.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
Let me fix that. That's why we didn't see nothing. And I'm surprised we didn't try to turn that into a fucking damn.
What happened? What?
I said stuck. It's still stuck on me, and I was reminded of one of your band songs.
I'm still stuck on you, still stuck on you.
There we go.
Not exactly how it goes.
That's what we do.
Buy our album Against All
Close
Odds.
enough. Yeah, it's really good.
My birthday
yeah,
text
this is-
coming soon.
Let's do a crowdfunding for Birth Defects.
Yeah.
For $50,000, you
Second
can touch
album.
my Metal Gear later.
Second album by
This'll-
Whining Spirits.
This'll whining spirits.
Yeah, the second album.
This'll be reason enough for everybody who want to support my band's album, because you'll see that I decided to plop down 100 big ones on this collector's edition of Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh,
Oh,
my
God.
fucking god.
Ah! Balls of steel.
Scotty.
Balls of steel.
Maybe, you really have a knack for pre-ordering horrible games.
I can't tell you how excited I was to get this, because I really like the Duke Nukem games. And then when I saw the size of this thing, I was like, that's the fucking bust? Are you serious?
Yeah.
So one of my friends was there with me, and he's like, he could not stop laughing. Not just because of my reaction, but because of how small my balls of steel were. So, yep, that happened.
And then you play
But-
the game, and you're
But
like,
you're
oh,
talking
God.
about. See, I actually enjoyed the game, so I'm that guy too. I actually enjoyed
What?
the game. I played it all the way
But you-
through. We've
you're
talked about
upset.
this before. We've talked about this before, but you get it the playing cards, and we were talking about how you get things that are actually in games, like poker chips and a set of dice or die, and you get a what is this? This is an art book. Yeah, art book. There's other stuff. There's like paper craft in here, but the Duke bust it's all right. But I thought it would be like life size, like it is in the game. Life size, whatever. Because Duke Nukem is a real person. I forgot I owned that.
What is
Well,
life
here's the
size
figure.
in this regard? It's life size compared to his model in the game.
Yeah, sure.
As he appears on the TV screen.
So that's how cool I am. I'm glad you guys know that now. Yeah.
Now
and
you
can-
mentioned pre-orders that have like stuff that comes in the game. That's one thing I really like about what they're doing with Persona 4 Ultimax. Because with Persona 4 Arena, like I mentioned, all you got for pre-ordering was that remix soundtrack. But what I've noticed that a lot of people are offering for pre-ordering Ultimax is a Teddy bot bag, which is fantastic because Teddy
Oh, that's cool.
he's pretty broken in the game too, so it's a nice little stress relief.
I don't
And
know.
then Teddy is the bear and like the
Oh.
the
Guess I could have
Scott
figured
bear
that out.
guy.
Oh yeah, that's a
But,
weird shaped thing.
Yeah, and then like he's the guy you meet when you go to the Midnight Channel first time. But the other thing they're putting with that is all the tarot cards, like representing the personas.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
awesome. I know.
Which
yeah.
is, and I think Persona Q and Dancing All Night are doing that as well.
Like,
I
I
know
love
Persona
stuff.
Q is doing it.
I love stuff that's like representations of things in the game, and that's just awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, I
I'm just gonna keep this
still
running.
I remember one pre-order or whatever collector's edition or something that I never got that I really still want is the chainsaw controller for Resident Evil 4.
Oh yeah.
And I
Oh,
really the PS2 version was a lot easier to find than the GameCube version. I still to this day want the GameCube version just so that I can play Smash Brothers with a chainsaw controller.
now I've heard like as a controller, it's not very good, but as a
Yeah,
fucking
novelty, it's
chainsaw, probably
fucking
not.
awesome.
How would you?
But like as
I,
a novelty thing, as a collectible, it's fucking awesome.
the PS2 one's arguably better because it actually they kept touting how every single one of them is like one of a kind because the blood splatter's different on all of them. So that's
It's like
something,
this
I
shirt.
guess.
This has a unique printing press or something. Like
Yeah.
it has a unique printing method. Like nothing is the same between two shirts.
Oh yeah. Okay, I found a picture of the chainsaw. I just want to, so that people watching this, I don't feel like linking a bunch of bullcrap. So, rather that, I'll just show you a bunch of bullcrap. But I would love to own this and be able to play Smash Brothers in it because, I mean, if I actually won any matches with that thing, great. But yeah, you can see how kind of ridiculous. It looks like you'd kind of hold it sideways, by the looks of things, where the thumbsticks and the thumbstick and the C stick is and whatever. I'm sure it's horrible. I'm sure it doesn't work well at all. I don't care.
Horrible to hold because of
I want to
so
play
heavy.
Capcom vs SNK with that thing.
Do it up.
I want to play Super Mario Sunshine with that thing.
There you go. Yep. Yep.
Super
Yep.
Mario Sunshine.
So,
Anyway,
I mean, I guess the most appropriate game to play at the next Resident Evil would be Shadow because it's a pretty angsty controller.
Yeah, true.
um. So, with all of that in mind, I think we're about ready to jump into. Stevie, do you have a picture for us this week?
Yes, I do have a picture for you this week.
Now,
In fact, I have kind of two.
Oh, did you send them to me or what?
I'm going to do them screen share.
Ah, all right then. Well, with that in mind, we're gonna jump into what is that noise? Stevie's Art Gallery.
Yay!
Fucking
oh,
iPhone.
it's my lamp. It's my lamp
Okay.
making noise.
So Stevie's Art Gallery is the section where if you think I'm looking down and being rude by not looking at the other host, then you're wrong because I'm doing a fantastic art for you. And sometimes it will be related to the episode, sometimes it will be just something that we're talking about, and sometimes it will be random. This is kind of related to something that happened in the week, so let me get the screen share up. If the screen share will work.
The anticipation is killing me.
Shiver with the
Drum roll. We're not gonna do any of that, Tim Curry.
Wait.
Tim Curry.
Oh, but I'm gonna do something. I can find it.
Capture? You're gonna use the. Wait,
No,
I don't
I'm
think you're
trying
using
to-
the
I don't
right thing,
use-
Stevie. Damn it,
Oh.
Stevie! Learn your computers.
Learn to internet.
Pressing screen share, but it's not doing working.
No, you're not. You're hitting capture.
I know I'm not. Okay, right. Fuck this noise.
It's the 2nd
I'll
thing
send-
down. It's the little green arrow.
I know, and
Are
I'm
we ready for
pressing
a
it.
drum roll?
I'm pressing it. Okay, I'll send it to you, Scotty.
All right,
But,
sure,
Can you
whatever.
do me a favor? Can you do me a favor first, Scotty? Can
Maybe.
can you screen share the picture that you made in the week?
Oh yeah, I can do that right now. This was Stevie taught us last week how to do art, and so with that, I learned how to do art, and I drew a picture of the Chaotix. So we'll show this right now. You can see that there's Mighty in the middle there with the red and his fists. He's got big fists because he's strong, and in the top left is Espio the Chameleon. He's kind of happy now, but man, don't make him angry. On the right side, peeking in, is Vector the Crocodile. And then just to the left of Mighty is Charmy B, and I put a lot of time into him. And I don't know why, but there's a frog and a smiley face. I mean, I guess you could say, like, any team could use a frog, so he's there too. And smiley face with a diamond going through his forehead.
They're in Frog Forest Zone from Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, that's a place, I guess. Sure.
Hey, you're the one that likes Sonic Heroes.
That doesn't mean I have all the levels memorized like you do in Shadow.
Central City is an awesome level.
Yeah. The background I didn't put as much time into, because I just kind of, I don't know, I wanted to draw some characters, I guess.
As I do with mine, obviously.
Yeah, much more. What do you guys think of this thing?
I'm deeply moved.
I'm deeply moved as well, which is why I decided, Scotty, you can go. And oh no, I think I might be able to screen share. Am I screen sharing right now?
Nope.
Yeah, you're screen sharing.
Yes.
Heads.
Okay. Yeah. No. But this is because I'm screen sharing his because
Double
I thought I will. Yeah. You are copying my style, so I thought I would copy you copying my style with. Right.
With. Damn it, Stevie! How many drum rolls?
Yeah, do it one more time. Do the drum roll one more time. With this is my interpretation of Scotty's drawing.
What?
And this is what would happen if I drew it, Scotty.
The Addicts.
It's there's chaotics in my style. As you can see, there's the chameleon as he looks in yours. I've got Vector the crocodile. I decided to make him a bit more edgy, so he's eating a baby. I decided Charlie the Bee can stay the same, and I thought that the main one could just have like black ooze coming from his eyes. So that is the Chaotix by Scotty by Stevie.
It's like watercolors behind them.
It is.
Yeah, I noticed you switched up your style.
I know, but yeah.
It's not, but it's not the Chaotix. It's the Meotics. Meatotics.
Meatotics, yes, because that is a rival group now. My version of the Chaotix. Do not steal.
Okay.
So there you go. Now you can compare my art style with Scotty's art style.
Man, I feel like I'm gonna have to get in on this.
Only if you have MS Paint.
Oh, do I?
Is there? You said there was another drawing, Stevie?
No, that was what I meant by 2 pictures.
Ah, okay. I gotcha. Okay.
Don't get my hopes up like that, man.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
So that was my art corner for today, which is in a way shared with Scotty.
I guess so. Yeah.
Teamwork.
That was shared. What do you mean? I guess so. It definitely was. That was a special moment there. Okay. Well. All right. So, speaking of artistic ideas and I don't even know. We're just gonna go into the listener questions, i.e. Nick Nguyen's questions. Oh, you piece of shit. Fucking phone. Fucking hell. All right.
Who's gonna be reading these?
Nick Nguyen asks, I got him. What's the best pre-order bonus you've ever seen, and would you purchase it separately from the game?
Chainsaw controller, there we go. Next one.
Brett? Well, we all got to answer.
You've got to get through quickly, though.
Brett,
right
faster.
Right there.
You already own it. What's the best?
Oh. Well, in that case, the Noel Vermilion Nindoroid from Blaze Blue Calamity Trigger.
I want the Sonic Generations Collector's Edition. Alright, if you were given the control of how the standard Collector's Edition sets for games were, what would you include? Oh, so if like how we're saying that the standard editions of some games now have the soundtrack and an art book, that's kind of becoming a standard. It used to be collector's editions, so what would we make them include?
The items that are representations of things in the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Oh no, this is another fuck, marry, kill. Work for,
Yay!
oh no, I see what it is. It's either, it's, he says it's like that, but it's work for, own it, or burn it down. So for Sega, work for, own it, or burn it down.
Own it.
Own it so I can change it.
Okay. I'd probably go with own it as well. NIS America.
Burn it! Burn!
I don't know, burn it, I guess.
Square Enix.
They make Hyperdimension. Work for. I want to be on the Type 0 localization team, damn it.
I'd burn it because I don't care what they do. Stevie?
What was this one?
Square Enix.
Oh, what were the choices? Burn it, work
Work
for it,
for,
or
own it, or burn it down.
probably work.
And you said
for
you
it,
would burn down NIS, so.
Yeah, there you go. That's my only choice. I got to work for it. Fucking hell.
Oh yeah, I didn't pick one for NIS, so I guess I'd work for them.
I'm so sorry.
What video game genre? Nick Nguyen asks, what video game genre would you let yourself be stuck in for the rest of your life?
Platformer.
Fighting games.
I'd probably be in an action adventure. If I could get stuck in that, what's going on?
I accidentally hit my mic again because I'm still not used to this piece of shit.
A God
Maybe.
game. I'd like to be the star in a God game because I could be God.
Yeah, or yeah, I don't know. Maybe The Sims, just to mess with people's lives and know that I couldn't die. Or can you die? I don't remember
The New
how those
Testament.
work. I don't know. Brett question: would Stevie's entrance music be Wade Barrett's or British Bulldogs?
I'm gonna go with British Bulldog because Wade
No, it
Barrett's
would be. I want to be a Hulkamaniac.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna go with that. I want to be a Hulkamaniac. Have fun with my Stevies and friends.
All right. Nick Nguyen asks: The Shield or The Wire? What is the definitive cop drama? X-Files is my answer.
Yakuza.
It has to at least be a TV show, Brett.
Yakuza! There was a
Sam
movie,
and
goddammit!
Max.
That's a movie.
Sam and
That's
Max
a TV
Lunch
show.
Breeze.
Sam and Max. There you go.
It may have been on TV in Japan.
Brett.
No?
Brett, we know all you watch is anime, but try to think of some sort of cop drama or something that was at least a TV show with real people in it.
Just say Sam and Max.
Holy crap.
Uh,
All right, NASCAR. Great. All right, so Nick Nguyen asks.
bunch
So,
of rednecks with guns, it counts.
so I've never seen Shield or Wire, so that's why I said what I did. So
Don't
Nick
steal
Nguyen
that
asks,
wrestling.
if Japanese games are embarrassing in general, do most Western games just suck in general?
Yes.
That doesn't make sense, but okay.
Yes. No. Nick Nguyen asks.
Yeah, whatever. I don't see the correlation. Nick Nguyen asks, how about that soccer game, huh? How much do we not care about soccer? A good bit.
After Nick
for me.
Nguyen asks.
Nick Nguyen asks, Psst, Stevie, the U.S. got further in the World Cup than England. What?
As I said, don't care. Nick Nguyen asks.
What are your guys' thoughts on the Sega Nomad? I own one, and it's pretty pointless to have it.
Same as I care about football. Nick Nguyen asks.
Brett, you had something to say, or are you just gonna...
I wanted one until I realized how bad it was about batteries.
Bah. Nick Nguyen asks, could Sonic break into the other fighting games, say Tekken Cross Street Fighter? Probably at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably beating anything.
I would, I wouldn't. I'm going to be honest with this one. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pop up in Dengeki Buko because it already has Virtua Fighter characters. I think Akira's the boss of that game.
It has a Sonic
Wouldn't
level
be
in it,
surprised.
too.
Yeah, it has Green Hills in it. So
Surprised to see him in Bratz Rock Angels.
Nick Nguyen asks,
Or
have you guys played Sonic Fighters?
Totally
Because if
Angelica.
not, shame on you. Yes, I have played Sonic Fighters. Got all the trophies in one playthrough on PSN. Easy shit. About an hour's time.
That was the easiest 100% completion I've ever had. That or
Yep.
Daytona USA.
Yep. Stevie, have you played it? It's on XBLA.
No.
All right.
It's not
Nene
that
asks,
Oh my gosh. Nick Nguyen asks, he loves Stevie this week. Stevie only question, what tea and biscuits are ideal? Am I culturally appropriating you by drinking Earl Grey?
I don't care. I don't really like tea that much. Nick Nguyen asks. I prefer hot chocolate. Nick Nguyen asks.
Nick Nguyen asks, Stevie question again. Where's Earl Grey an Earl? And is he grey like Gandalf or just old? Have you met the Misfits?
Nick Nguyen asks. I haven't met the Misfits, but that's a good TV show. The first season at least is good. Watch that. Nick Nguyen asks.
Talking about it all. Why does Frozen suck? And if you don't think Frozen sucks, explain why you're wrong.
Frozen doesn't suck. Nick Nguyen asks. Go ahead.
I haven't
It
seen
sucks
it,
because
so.
it's not Kill la Kill.
What if
It's good
Sonic?
because-
That's a better
Nick-
story about
Nick-
sisters.
It's good because it makes genuine
Nick-
criticisms
Nick-
against
Nick-
other Disney movies'
Nick-
portrayal of romance, and Nick Nguyen asks.
Nick Nguyen asks, what if Sonic was a hamster? Then he'd be the fastest blue hamster alive.
Then he hamster the hedgehog.
Yeah, there you go. Nick Nguyen asks, who was Sonic's best voice actor? Me. No, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Brett. Probably Brett.
No, Jim Sterling.
Whoa!
Yeah. Badical! Badical! Nick Nguyen asks, who would best capture Sonic in future games? Troy Baker, Nolan North, or Jennifer Hale?
Jennifer Hale.
Christina V.
That's not. Nick Nguyen asks, what's
She's
the
better
best
than all
Van?
of them.
But Nick Nguyen asks, what's the best Van Halen song? The answer is Why Can't This Be Love? I disagree.
Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
I would have to say that I enjoy a song I can't remember the name of. Girl, You Really
You
Got
have
Me?
to
Is
let
that a
me
Van
sleep.
Halen
Yeah,
song?
that's it.
Whatever.
The one from
And
end
the
of
last
Power
one. The last one. Nick Nguyen asks, how does Robotnik manage to run away from Sonic after he blows up the death his wait. How does
I
Robotnik
know what
manage
he
to run
means.
away from Sonic after he blows up his egg carrier thing? Is Sonic not super speedy?
I have a theory about this. Let me pull it up.
You what?
I have a theory. My theory is that Sonic is just so tired by the end of the game that Sonic is running slightly slower, not that Robotnik is running slightly faster.
Let me. I saw.
Whoa, you went
Years
mute
ago.
for a second there, I think. Maybe not.
And
I'm not sure.
allow me to read this for you.
Oh boy.
I find it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Go ahead. Waden,
Okay,
what is it?
here it is. That's easy. It's fear. Picture this. You're an industrialist, trying to modernize a backward plant and raise up standards of living through the use of technology for the common good. One day, some of your industrial robots are blown up by a sentient supersonic blue hedgehog. That's scary as fuck. Now, said hedgehog has it in his head that you're a monster who's turning animals into robots and wants to take over the world and oppress it. In large part, all because of the steroid speed, colloidal silver, and other assorted shit he's been taking in massive quantities for the past decade. You decide to see if you can't reason with the guy, but for your troubles, you get assaulted, and your ride gets trashed beyond recognition. So, you decide to deal with this like you would any other pest problem. You put out some traps, like spike pits, modify a couple of your robots with 22-gauge rifles, etc. Same way you deal with any rodent, really. Soon enough, the hedgehog gets himself impaled, and you're done. Or so you think. Soon after, despite having clearly been drained of his bodily fluids, he's back at trashing your robots again. Maybe the other one was some sort of decoy? No matter. You're taking this into your own hands. You modify your ride, Mad Max style, adding a couple of guns, some spikes, missiles, slowly swinging
It's a long
giant balls.
explanation.
Yeah, it is. That kind of stuff. Then you roll. You meet the hedgehog, and after a brief struggle where he manages to make one or two lucky hits on spots you haven't really bothered armoring, you make him into thin gruel. This time you're sure he's done for. How wrong you are. Soon after, he's back. You can't believe it. You try to kill him yourself once more, but this time he seems to know where to strike. He seems to know when to strike. He seems to know when you'll strike. Once you realize that, you try to change your attack patterns, but it's too late. He's done enough damage to blow up your vehicle, and you barely escape with your life. For the next few days, he follows you, destroying everything you throw at him. And it's obvious he won't stop until he gets you. You can't sleep. You watch as he destroys everything you've done to help people, one after another. Chemical plants, oil refineries, amusement parks, all you've built gets blown up by this satanic, unholy, immortal demon from the deepest pits of hell. When you do manage to take him out, he's back within hours. Eventually, as you're trying to escape from the one place you think you're safe, space, he defeats with your latest creation, and for the first time, you're face to face with him. There's no steel plate protecting you. There's no vertical distance. He's there, staring at you with those empty, demonic eyes. You run like you've never run before. You just fucking run.
So who wrote that?
It was Ye Old Butcher, from Something
go.
Awful.
Well, that's your answer. Nick
There you
me
go.
asked.
Bitch, recognize. All right, so we're gonna do some plugs.
God damn it.
Yep.
I thought I'd do it for you this time.
Huh?
I thought I'd say it for you this time.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Stevie, what have you got to plug?
Well, first of all, I would just like to say I got a little message from Thomas Avantas today. So this isn't because I forgot to say this during Games of the Week. He says sorry he can't be on the show because he died in a tragic rickshaw accident. But in the afterlife, Tom's been playing Etrian Odyssey Untold due to another tragic save data wipe. Project Diva F on Vita. Also, if Scotty is listening, definitely Shenmue, probably. And that was a little message from Thomas Avantas from Beyond the Grave. And he might even meet
You didn't have anything to say to me.
No.
no, but he might meet my New York
Because he's
cousin.
going to watch you sleep.
Oh,
I hope he meets one of my cousins there, who tragically killed themselves.
Oh, right, yeah.
That is in the canon now. I would like to plug the Stevie Grant on Twitter. chucklebitsradio.blogspot.com. We have a new episode up there, which is mostly about gay pornography and other stuff as well, if you would like to listen to that. And
boy, howdy
what
would
else?
I.
Yeah, boy, would you. And I hope you enjoy it. And look out for Strategy Informer. I should have a couple of reviews on there. And Press Pause Radio, I should have a couple of reviews on there by now, but I'll let you know in future. And keep wishing that maybe a top 10 worst Sonic article redux might appear, because, you never know what will happen.
You gotta give him your power. It's like a spirit bomb. basically.
Yeah.
You give your
That is all
energy. You give your energy to Stevie. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm putting
Yeah.
my hand on the computer and letting my energy flow
The
towards him.
lightning is being transferred.
Let's
Yes.
just poke your monitor with your that thing.
Yeah, there we go. You feel it. You feel it, Steven.
I feel so bad for anyone that's listening to this and not watching.
Not washing. Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
bad
not
for
washing
anybody who
because of
doesn't
the
wash either.
dirt.
Because we have dirty listeners. Brett, what do you have to plug?
I'm dirty listener. No. I was on the Sega Nerds Nerdcast on Monday night
Oh, yeah.
talking about wrestling games.
Oh yeah, I'm
Um,
Sega Nerds.
And I forgot to plug that on Twitter because I haven't really been on there until today. But yeah, go listen to that. It's a good episode, a lot of fun. It's kind of a different experience podcasting with people who aren't Scotty and Stevie. It was kind of scary, but
You
whatever.
did fine. You did fine.
Dog.
Oh wait,
I was-
sorry to. After you, I want to plug one more thing. Sorry.
Okay.
I watched it a little bit though, and it was fine. It was him and Fabio and Chris from Sega Nerds. It was entertaining for the most part. I stopped watching once my roommates got home because I had it playing on my TV in the living room, like streaming on there, and I was just like drinking a beer. And so I probably looked pretty weird walking into that, but whatever.
Oh man, I
You guys never
knew
did
I was-
answer my question, though. As soon as it started recording and it was live on YouTube, I typed in, talk about Slim Jim so that I can relate. I
We
typed,
never saw it. Well, I never saw it. At least he may have.
That's
Chris
all
may
right.
have, but I never saw it. But it was the same deal we had with the Sonic 06 stream, where none of the comments were popping up unless we were refreshing the actual YouTube page. Fuck, I
Right.
can't talk now. I've gotten it from Scotty now. I can't talk. But yeah, I am Suzaku Rainmaker on Twitter and Tumblr. I'll mostly be spazzing about Evo stuff tonight, especially the Tekken 7 announcement that's probably going to happen in about 5 minutes. And of course, the Blaze Blue stuff. I am I'm Suzaku Rainmaker on Steam as well. Psy Avenger on PSN. I have too many fucking names and too many fucking accounts. And,
Who are you?
I am Shadow the Hedgehog. No.
Damn it. I just met a girl named Maria.
You know that whole share a Coke with thing that Coca-Cola is doing right now?
Yeah, it's-
I saw a whole row of them that said Maria, and I was like, I need to take a picture of this for Scotty, and I never got around to it.
Shucks.
Now, if I find a Coke Zero that says Maria on it, I'm buying it and sending it to you. Because it's just like Shadow. Black and red and says Maria a lot.
And a big old 0. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else?
No, not really.
What's your
The site, of course, but of course,
yeah.
if you're listening to this, you know about site.
I hope so.
I just want to plug quickly pajamas, like proper old person pajamas, are comfy and nice. I'm trying to convince these two to stick with it. They're nice. That's what I'm recording this episode in.
Bringing them back.
I'm
Bring
too
them back.
lazy for that.
Do it. They're nice. They're nice to lounge around in. Also, if you live near London, I recommend the play Mr. Burns at the Almeida Theatre.
Is that the actual program?
Yeah, that's the program. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, you were telling me, was that off camera or on camera last week? You were telling us
We
about
were
that.
talking about it on the Sonic 06 thing and maybe off camera last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember y'all talking about it.
That's cool.
So go see it at the Almeida Theatre because it was a very, very good play. If you want to see a 3-hour post-apocalyptic interpretation of The Simpsons.
Nice.
Horrible things happen to Lisa.
Yeah, they do.
Anything else? Oh,
No.
That's what you already did stuff. I'm on Twitter. I'm Scotty Mofo Show. You can find me on there. You can find me unboxing things on YouTube by typing in Scotty Mo and unboxing. You can also jump on Sega Addicts at sega-addicts.com and also go to our forums, check those out, and talk to us, and we're on Twitter as well. Next week, we'll be continuing the Shenmue journey. We're going up to part 30 in the Versus Book Strategy Guide, so we'll be talking about that again and finding some Chinese people and all that good stuff. I think that's it. Oh, my band is Wine and Spirit. You can find us on Twitter.
Birth defects coming
Facebook.
soon.
Nope. On Facebook. Our Twitter is Wine Spirit PGH. And we talked about a lot of Bayonetta today, so you can probably figure out what the song's going to be. But we're going to do a dance party. I've been your host, Scotty Mo. With me today has been Brett Hatfield.
Support Blaze Blue.
And Stevie Grant.
New HD.
And Tom's a butt. So without further ado, let's dance.
Missing the cat out there.
Crazy jazz flute solo.
Delicious.